Very good morning, students. Welcome to online classes. Hope you all are fit and fine at home. In the previous video, we studied about angles and how to name the angles. Today we will study types of angles and some more topics. So let's start. The different types of angles are acute angle, right angle, obtuse angle, straight angle, reflex angle and complete angle. These are the main 6 types of angles. So let's start with acute angle. An angle which measures between 0 degree and 90 degree is called an acute angle. For example, 60 degree. 60 degree is greater than 0 degree and less than 90 degree. So it is an acute angle. Next is right angle. An angle which measures 90 degree, exactly 90 degree, is called an right angle. See, this is the figure of 90 degree. 90 degree. So it is a right angle. Angle ABC measure is 90 degree. So it is called a right angle. Obtuse angle. An angle which measures between 90 degree and 180 degree is called an obtuse angle. That is, the angle should be greater than 90 degree and less than 180 degree. Means 91 degree is also called an obtuse angle, and angle measuring 179 degree is also an obtuse angle. But angle measuring 180 degree is not obtuse angle. The measurement should be between 90 degree and 180 degree. That is greater than 90 degree and less than 180 degree. For example, 120 degree. This is between 90 and 180, so it is an obtuse angle. Next is straight angle. An angle which measures exactly 180 degree is called an straight angle. Here angle AOB is 180 degree. This is the straight angle. Angle AOB is a straight angle. Reflex angle. An angle which measures between 180 degree and 360 degree. That is, it should be greater than 180 degree and less than 360 degree. Then it is called a reflex angle. Example, 235 degree. It is between 180 and 360, so it is a reflex angle. Complete angle. An angle whose measure is 360 degree. Exactly 360 degree. Not more than, not less than. It is exactly 360 degree, so it is called a complete angle. This shows the whole angle at the point is 360 degree. Okay, so this is a complete angle. Complementary angles. Two angles are said to be complementary if the sum of their measure is 90 degree. That means when we add the measurement of two angles, it should be 90 degree. If it is 90 degree, then both the angles are said to be complementary angles. For example, let's take here DEF is 60 degree and angle ABC is 30 degree. So when we add these two angles, we get the answer angle DEF plus angle ABC is equal to 60 degree plus 30 degree. This is equal to 90 degree. Therefore, angle DEF and angle ABC are complementary angles, and they are called the complement of each other. But if first angle is angle DEF is 60 degree and angle ABC is equal to 20 degree. So their sum will be equal to 60 degree plus 20 degree. This is equal to 80 degree. So they are not complementary angles. We can say angle DEF and angle ABC is not a complementary angle. Supplementary angles. Two angles are said to be supplementary if the sum of their measure is 180 degree. Each of these is called the supplement of the other. Here, like in complementary, the sum should be 90 degree. In supplementary angles, the sum should be 180 degree. For example, angle ABC is equal to 120 degree and angle DEF is equal to 60 degree. When we find the sum of these two angles, we get the answer 180 degree. So, angle ABC and angle DEF are supplementary angles. Similarly, if the measure is not equal to 180 degree, then the two angles are not supplementary. Clear? If the measure is not equal to 180 degree, means if the sum of the measure is not equal to 180 degree, then the angles will not be said to be supplementary. Now let's learn about circle. A circle is bounded by a curved line. It has no vertex and no sides. Then this is the curved boundary we can see is of the circle is called the circumference. This curved boundary is called the circumference of the circle. Circumference. It defines the shape of the circle and it is the length of the boundary of the circle. It can be also said that this curved line is the perimeter of the circle. In place of perimeter, here we write circumference. Then every circle has a center. This point O, this is the center of the circle, which is at an equal distance from all points on the boundary of the circle. This point is at equal distance from the boundary. This line from here you can draw, like here you can draw anywhere on the circle. This way, it is at equal distance from the boundary. Then radius. The radius of the circle is the line segment drawn from the center to any point on the boundary of the circle. This OA, it is the radius of the circle. It is the distance from the center to a point on the boundary of the circle. Here OA is a radius and the plural of radius is radii. That is, more than one radius is called radii. We can draw any number of radius from point O like this. This is also a radius from the center of the circle to the boundary of the circle. This forms the radius of the circle. All over the circle it is of the same distance. Then the chord. A chord MN. See here, this is the line MN. A chord is the line segment with its two endpoints lying on the circle. It may or may not pass through the center. This may pass through the center or may not pass, like the chord PQ. It passes through the center, but chord MN does not pass through the center. So it may pass through the center or may not pass through the center. Here in the figure, MN is a chord. Then diameter. A diameter is the length of the line segment passing through the center. This PQ is the diameter that passes through the center. It is a special type of chord that passes through the center. Here POQ is the diameter. This diameter PQ divides the circle into two equal halves. It is the longest chord of the circle and it is equal in length of two radii. That is, PO is one radius and OQ is another one. So these two radii forms the diameter PQ. So the two radii, that is, the diameter is equal to 2 multiplied by radius, or you can say radius is equal to diameter upon 2, and this diameter divides the circle into two equal halves. From here the circle is divided into two equal halves. Now, depending upon these formula, that is, radius is equal to diameter upon 2 and diameter is equal to 2 multiplied by radius, we can find the diameter when radius is given and radius when diameter is given. So let's solve some example to understand this. Suppose the radius of the circle given is equal to 5 centimeter. So diameter can be equal to, according to the formula, diameter is equal to 2 multiplied by radius. So this gives you 2 multiplied by 5 centimeter. Thus diameter is equal to 10 centimeter. In this way we can find the diameter when the radius is given. Now similarly, when diameter is equal to 16 meter, then radius we can find with the formula, then radius is equal to diameter upon 2. This gives you 16 meter upon 2, that is 8 meter. So thus
When diameter is equal to 16 meter, radius is equal to diameter upon 2, that gives you 16 meter upon 2, that is 8 meter. In this way we can find the radius and diameter of the circle. With this, your chapter is over. Do complete the lesson plan given along with this video in your copy. That's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day. Perimeter of a circle. Perimeter of a circle is equal to circumference. That is, the boundary of the circle is called the circumference, or we can call it the perimeter. The formula to find the perimeter is 2 pi r, where pi is 22 upon 7 or 3.14. Unless mentioned, you can use either of the numbers, either 22 upon 7 or 3.14. But if it is mentioned that pi is equal to 3.14, then while solving we have to use this value, and r is equal to radius. Okay, so let's take an example to find the perimeter or the circumference. Find the circumference of the circle whose radius is 4.5 centimeter, where pi is equal to 3.14. Here pi value we have to take 3.14 and not 22 upon 7. So we'll write the formula first. So circumference is equal to 2 pi r. This is equal to 2 multiplied by, we'll put the value of pi, that is 3.14. We've written here 3.14 multiplied by r. R given is 4.5 centimeter. Now when we multiply these three numbers, we get 28.26 centimeter. So the circumference of the circle is 28.26 centimeter. In this way we can find the perimeter of the circle. Now let's learn about triangle. A polygon with three sides is a triangle. Here you can see in the figure, the triangle has three sides, PQ, QR and PR. A triangle has three sides, three angles and three vertices. Here you can see three sides, three angles, angle P, angle Q and angle R. So three sides, three angles and three vertices, point P, point Q and point R. We classify triangles according to the sides and angle measures. So let's learn about types of triangle. Depending upon the sides, the triangles are classified into three types: equilateral triangle, isosceles triangle and scalene triangle. First one is equilateral triangle. A triangle with all the three sides equal is called an equilateral triangle. That is, the measurement of all the sides will be equal. Here you can see in the figure AB, BC and CA. All measurement is 5 centimeter. So all the three sides are of equal length. So it is an equilateral triangle. Isosceles triangle. A triangle with two sides equal is called an isosceles triangle. Here in the figure you can see PQ and PR have the same measurement, 6 centimeter. Thus the two sides of the triangle are equal. So it is an isosceles triangle. Triangle PQR is an isosceles triangle as it has two sides equal. Next is scalene triangle. A triangle with no sides equal, means none of the side is equal. All the three sides have different measurement. Then it is called a scalene triangle. In this triangle you can see RS is 4 centimeter, RT is 5 centimeter and ST is 6 centimeter. All the three sides have different measurements. So it is called a scalene triangle. Now according to the measure of their angles, the triangle is again divided into three kinds: acute angle triangle, right angle triangle and obtuse angle triangle. Number 1, acute angle triangle. A triangle in which all the three angles are less than 90 degree, then it is called a acute triangle. Here you can see in the figure, this is 40 degree, this is 70 degree and this is 80 degree. All the three angles are less than 90 degree. Therefore, it is a acute triangle. Next is right angle triangle. A triangle in which
one angle is 90 degree, or you can say right angle, it is called a right triangle. Only one angle can be 90 degree and rest of the two angle will be less than 90 degree. Obtuse angle triangle, a triangle in which only one angle is greater than 90 degree, or you can say obtuse angle, then it is called a obtuse triangle. In a triangle, only one angle can be obtuse angle and only one angle can be right angle, and rest of the two angle will be less than 90 degree. Okay, now always keep it in mind, the sum of the angles of a triangle is always equal to 180 degree. It is not more than, not less than. The sum of the angles of the triangle is always equal to 180 degree. With this, we come to the end of the chapter. Hope you understood the chapter well. Now, homework for you. Please copy down the lesson plan given along with this video in your notebook and objective exercises in your book. Thank you and have a nice day.